Okay. Hey, this is Mark coming to you from Baker's Greenacres. Today's the 15th, and I already did make one video, and I just came across something that I thought is kind of interesting. I've been meaning to point this out, but this is something that you will encounter if you do like we do with putting pigs out on pasture. The pigs will literally take everything green off of your pasture, so you will have nothing. They will dig it up, and it's a good homesteading discipline because you might not have a tractor to till up a small piece of ground that you would like your pigs to, and so your pigs will go in there and they'll dig it up. And then if you want to plant it, you can plant it with just about anything you want, and you don't need a whole lot of equipment to do it. Really, you need kind of a seeder, or you can just go out there and throw seeds, and you can buy bulk seeds at like Tractor Supply, and I get them at the co-op here in town. Super cheap. And you can plant the field really easy, and you will grow so much stuff, it's hard to believe how much stuff you grow. But on this field that I'm going to show you now, I planted turnips probably. Turnips are always cheap, and they always make a nice big turnip, and the tops are nice, and the pigs really like it. So I go with purple top turnips a lot. But then I like to put field peas in. Sometimes I like to put clover in. But then there's going to be a natural thing that happens when the pigs take off all the species that I've planted. There's a weed bank, or a weed seed bank in the soil that gives you something really different that you never would have imagined. Okay, so let me show you this field. I think I've shown this before. I'm out here a lot in the wintertime, but I have a field here, let's say field A, and then field B over there, and they're about the same size. And then I have a gate at the bottom, so whatever pigs I have on here, and I usually use this for sows, mama pigs, I can move them over to the other side. Now, they're over on the other side right now. I think you can see one or two of them out there, and there's like 60 babies in there with them. It's a nut house. They're all crashed out now because it's hot, but when I moved them over there, all of a sudden we had this explosion over here of a weed that we do have around the farm, but we've never seen it this thick before. And I'm not sure if you can even see that closely. I've heard it called many things. People call it buttonweed. In the book that my wife has, it's called marshmallow. All right. And if nothing else, it's so thick out here that I could turn this down and it would be green manure. Now you can look at this and you can see all these seed pods on there. Well, this plant has to get to maturity, and then it has to dry, and then the seeds have to be released. So long as I turn it down before it goes to maturity, I'm fairly certain that the seeds will not germinate next time around. So it just happened to be this plant's turn to explode on this field. And that happened, and it happened when I had, it was starting when I had pigs in here, and they weren't interested in it. So it came up all around them, and they didn't seem to care about it. I never really did see them going after it. All the stuff that I did plant for them, the turnips and things like that, they got that all out. All the field peas seemed to be gone. This buttonweed came in, or marshmallow, and I noticed the cows are in this pen here. You know, I was just cleaning this out. I noticed them leaning over and wanting to take a bite of it. So I let them in. They went crazy. They went crazy. When you see cows eating, tails going back and forth, and then you see them lay down, that means that they have filled their bellies and it's time to just sit there and compost. Cows have a huge stomach, and they fill it up with a bunch of green material. The bacteria in there just starts going crazy, and they're like a walking compost pile. If you ever go up and hug a cow in the wintertime, they're hot in the wintertime. So I've had the cows in here for about 4 days off and on. I don't leave them in it. I wasn't sure about it, so I didn't leave them in it. Let them come in, fill themselves up, and then I put them in where in the barnyard here where I keep them. And then they can get inside and they can get in the shade. Pretty hot right now, it's like 80. Nice breeze, and they did fine on it. I mean, there was no adverse effect. When you're milking them, you can kind of get a feel for how that stuff's going to taste in the milk, but I'm not milking them right now. They're dry right now. So that was kind of interesting. I'm going to let them have at it until I start seeing that the seeds look like they're about ready to go to maturity and disperse, and that won't be for a while, probably a month. And then at that point, I'm going to come in with the plow this time, and maybe I'll show you that. A plow is like it's called a mold board plow, and it actually takes the top 8 inches of soil and actually flops it right over. So then these roots would be up, sun would get them. This would become what they call green manure, and it would feed the soil, the bacterium in the soil, and it's good. It's organic material that's very, very good for the health of the soil. Right now, what this stuff is doing, even though it's weeds, it's collecting solar energy. It's collecting. So, and that solar energy is being stored down in the roots and ultimately in the soil. So it may look like, wow, he let that field go to weeds. Well, I did, but I'm not gonna let it go to seed if I can help it. A nice cover of green like this turned down will result in a very, very nice soil. And I think I've talked about the soil in this particular field. When we took this place over, this was just what they call blue sand. That's what they call it around here, blue sand. Because it's sand and it just blows off. Anything that's organic that would be in it would just blow off. And there was no vegetation on this field. This was just like a sand field. And the guys that had this before me rented it to some other farmers around here that just cut the hay, and then they would keep their cattle out here. And all the manure that was deposited out here seems to have just dried up and blown off. It wasn't until we planted something in that sand, got it to go, and turned it down that we started to see a change in soil. Now the soil out here is dark brown, even very organic, and I can grow anything that I want on here. Pigs have a lot to do with that. I did grow some stuff out here and then put them on it, let them turn it, eat it, manure it back, urinate back, and I think there's some symbiotic relationship between animals and the ground that they walk around on and lay on and birth on. I don't know that, but it just seems to be that when the ground has animals on it, the ground likes that. The animals actually seem to love the ground too, the way they bathe in it and lay on it and make their nests out of it. So it's a really nice relationship, and then we get to kind of manage it and all that good stuff. So, okay, it's Mark from Baker's Green Acres, off to the composting area.